Hi, my name is Dr. Pecoraro. I'm a chiropractor in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. And in this video, I wanted to talk about something that happened the other day. I was speaking with a friend of mine. He's a believer, sort of. It's like most people. He believes in God, doesn't go to church, any of that stuff. But he was having a hard time believing that God would condemn anyone to hell. He didn't believe that there could be a God that would do that. To him, it was a not merciful God. And I was trying to explain that God doesn't really condemn anybody to hell. You condemn yourself to hell by turning your back on God. I don't think I did such a good job, but I'm going to try to do, I hope, a little better job here. What my friend didn't like was that even though God is merciful, and even though he gives you the chances to repent, that when you died, those chances were taken away. In other words, God was taking your life away, and now you didn't have any more chances to repent, to change. You're being condemned now. And this is what he didn't like. But I've been thinking about how to explain it a little better, and I think I can explain it, but I don't know if you'll accept it or not. But it's not that God is unchanging. God is infinitely merciful, totally unchanging. You can't change from 1 minute to the next. What changes from 1 minute to the next is us. We turn our back on God, and then we come back again and turn towards God. Every time we turn our back on God, every time we sin, we're turning our back on God, and we're saying no to God. I don't want you. Get out of here. Leave me alone. And what happens is when we die, it's not that God takes away our final chance. We only die because we are not going to give God another chance. When we get to the point where we are never going to give God another chance, we have essentially turned our back on God, who is being and love and life itself. So once we've turned our back completely on love and beingness and life itself, we don't have any life, and we will never have life again. And so we can die. If you're the other way, if you're always giving God a chance, if you're never going to stop giving God a chance, and you've decided to give him, you have decided to give him an infinite number of chances, then you have turned full head towards life itself, and therefore you have lived the fullness, and that fullness is heaven. You will now die and go to heaven, but it won't happen until you're turned completely towards him to go straight to heaven. And it won't happen until you've turned completely away from him to go straight to hell. In Catholicism, I'm a Catholic, we believe that in this life you can't turn directly towards God. It's impossible because of our fallen nature. And so that's why we have this purgatory, so that you've decided to, but you can't really do it. You need this little bit of extra help. And purgatory is that help that does it. But again, God is merciful. He's unchanging. He never stops giving you chances. He is life itself. He is love itself. He is beingness itself. And it's when you turn your back on God that you sin, and you say, no, I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want life. I don't want mercy ever again. Ever life. No life at all. No mercy at all, no nothing at all. That's when you don't have life anymore, and that is hell, and therefore you can die and go to hell. Now, my friend also had a hard time believing that anybody could do that when they were sane. But if you think of it, there's been times when you've been angry enough that you're not going to give somebody another chance, no matter what. They can't even talk to you. That's it. I've had it with them. And it's basically the same thing. You just had it with God. You just will not accept his life anymore. You don't want to accept him. You won't accept beingness anymore. You've turned your back on God, and this evil is turning your back on God. It's not a thing. It's a nothing. So you've said no to life, no to beingness, and now you put yourself there. So I don't know if I've really explained it any better than I did to him, but I hope I did. And if you don't understand it now, maybe in a few years, if you look at this video again, you might be in a place where you've come to understand more stuff, and maybe you'll understand it better. So I hope this helps you in some way, and I'll try to bring you more information another time. Thanks.